about. And I want to thank you for being here tonight, and Chris, because Chris really touched on it so effectively. He touched on it when we were working together many, many years ago. We looked at the issues where we both sort of sat quietly on train rides to Washington, D.C. And Chris would say, "You wouldn't believe what I'm seeing in my wiretaps." And I'd say, "Well, Chris, I'm going to top that one. You wouldn't believe what's going on either." And we both took on the issue of corruption because it had an effect. It was a tax. It was a corruption tax on businesses in both of our states. We took on the issue of violent crime because it was an impact in the neighborhoods. And we collectively worked on the issue of terrorism, the impact that it has in a threat to our nation and the new world we find ourselves in. And I was proud to stand side by side with Chris because he was a leader among all of us. And he spoke not only by his words, in which people loved, with his Jersey accent and his Bruce Springsteen no-nonsense approach to law enforcement and everything else. And sometimes the Department of Justice shook a little bit when Chris spoke down there. But he spoke by his actions, and the record spoke for itself. And once again, we're seeing it. We're seeing in Washington, in New Jersey, as a leader looks at the issues. And Chris said something tonight about listening. And I think more than any other aspect, almost any other politician anywhere in the United States, you have a man who's hearing. And in many ways, you're seeing all the languages of all. Chris is expressing what he's seeing out there with the people who are frustrated, the families who are looking for the first time in American history. We have parents that do not believe that their children are going to have a world as good or better than their own. Ladies and gentlemen, we're fighting for the future of America. And it begins by creating a sense of fiscal accountability, responsibility, and making sure that we hold government accountable the same way we hold our own children and others accountable for their actions. The values we teach our children. It's very simple. We just have to reinstitute in Washington. The things we're doing, well, it's